Well, it is bacon time. I've done some videos where I've shown cold smoking process for pork bacon. I've done the full video for my beef bacon, and I thought it was time to do a full video for the pork bacon. So here we are today. I've got a couple of these pork bellies that I picked up. These are skin-on ones, which is not my preference because I am going to be removing the skin first, which is going to add a few minutes to this whole process. However, the deal was just too good to pass up. So anyway, this is really easy to do with just a few ingredients. I'm just going to be using some sugar, salt, cure, a little bit of black pepper, and then of course smoking it down the road after it's all nicely fully cured. So because I'm going to be letting these cure in vacuum seal bags, this is just obviously too large for the bags that I've got. So I'm just going to cut it into relative thirds here. And based on that, I'm going to be able to fit them into the bags, and it will make it so it's not a mess or anything like that. The cure and the liquid shouldn't be able to leak out. So these were frozen. I just kind of got them thawed. Look at that. That's going to be some beautiful bacon there when all is said and done. So the first step here is to then actually remove the skin once you've got it in the right size. And by trying to by cutting these into thirds first, it'll be a little bit easier to work with than if I was trying to take the skin off that entire pork belly. So I'm just going to sit here and get this all off of here so that it's similar to these other ones that I've got done already here. So I'm just going to pop the skin off and we'll go from there. All right, so here we go. What I did after I got the skin off of all of these is I weighed them all out individually and then quickly ran my numbers for my ingredients because it's all done by weight. So what we've got here in each one of these is 0.18% cure number 1. There is 2% coarse salt, 3% best brown sugar, and then I actually just did the pepper kind of by it was about a half teaspoon each. I just cracked up some fresh pepper and got it into there. So each of these now is going to just go into my tub here. And I'm going to go into some nice little coating of this cure mix. Get it all on there. And then they're going to go into these Ziploc bags that I've already prepared. Got one here. Bring it up and over. This is my assistant extraordinaire here. I'll get that into there. And then before we close that up, I'm also just going to make sure to grab any of this extra cure mix just because we want to make sure that everything is accurate and in the ratios that we want. So I'll do that. Cool. So I'm going to get all 6 of these done up like that, and then we can vacuum seal them. Well, there we go. So we got all 6 of these all nicely packaged up here, and that's just going to help prevent any of the liquid from leaking out into the refrigerator while they're curing. I've also done this before with Ziploc bags, and those are good too, but you always run a little bit of a risk, possibility of some liquid getting out. So I really like this. So onto the fridge. So these are going to hang out in here for about 2 weeks. It's probably just a little bit longer time than they need to actually cure, but it'll give a decent amount of time for the sugar and the pepper and everything to kind of penetrate too. And so on that weekend, I'll be able to smoke these up. Well, 2 weeks later, after regularly flipping these bellies every day or two, just flipping them upside down, just like so, in order to ensure that there's kind of even distribution of that cure and all that fun stuff in there. It is bacon smoking day, so let's get these prepped up for that. All right, so in order to do this, I'm just going to slice into the bags. I'm gonna pop the belly out. And now, just give it a nice solid rinse. This is just kind of cleaning off any of that cure and the juice that was going on in there. These peppercorns are stuck right on, and that's awesome, because they're certainly going to be nice for the finished product. So just like that. So I'm just going to rinse each one of these off and get them into this other bin right over here. I'm going to pad them dry and stack them up, and then we'll get them outside. And by pad them dry, I mean doing so with some paper towel. It's nice and absorbent and gets rid of it. I am going to let these be sitting out on the racks and whatnot for a little bit, so they'll just kind of dry up further in the smoker before I fire it up. So the bacon's been sitting here just hanging out for a bit, and it's time to actually kind of get ready to smoke it. Now I'm going to be smoking this with this pellet tube smoker here, which works super well to cold smoke. Doesn't create much heat at all and just creates a nice smoke. Last time I used this, I got just about 7 hours of smoke out of it, which was perfect for the bacon that I did then. So for this, I'm going to be using some of the Traeger, the Gourmet blend. So that's a blend of maple, hickory, and cherry wood, and I'm just going to basically scoop in here until it's all nice and full, but I need 2 hands for that. All right, so from down below, there's all the bacon. In between the bacon and the smoker, I've got just 4 nice big thick fire bricks, which will help diffuse any heat that's coming off of this pellet smoker. Now it's time to fire it up. There we go. It's a little blast with this sweet grill torch, and pellets are going, and that'll be fine. So we'll just see, it should take a few minutes, and then there'll be some nice smoke coming out of the top of the smoker. Not sure if you can quite see it coming out there, but there is some nice little stream of TBS coming out of that chimney there. Some definite nice smoke going on in here with that little pellet smoker. So yeah, I'm just going to give this until it's pretty much done. I'll check on it in like 6 hours. Well, we've been at it several hours. Whoa, look at the smoke. It's giving her. I don't want to waste all that, but we'll check on it in a bit. Well, last night after this finished smoking, and it actually gave me right around 7 hours, which was perfect, I just left the bacon here in the smoker because overnight it was dropping as low as -1 or -2 Celsius. So it was really just like a nice cold refrigerator out here. And now, because it is going to get warmer today during the day and I don't have time to slice it until tonight, I'm going to just bring it out and take it inside. It's important to let it kind of sit and off gas a little bit, whether it's outside like this or in a refrigerator or something like that, uncovered, just so some of those more potentially harsh smoke compounds can kind of just off gas and whatnot. Results in a smoother finished product. So anyway, I'm going to rip these out of here, get them inside, and then it'll be time to slice soon enough. Well, it is time to slice. So for that, I'm just kind of set up in the garage here because it's considerably cooler. I've got some moistened towels helping prevent things from sliding around. So of course I've got my Avantco Sweet meat slicer here. I've got a small cutting board and a large knife, or can I call that a large knife if I call that a small cutting board? Anyway, that's just to adjust the size and or shape of the bacon before it goes onto here if need be. I've got a nice big tub into which slices will go until they are packaged, and then of course the bacon. So it's time to get this set up and rolling here. So this longer piece, it's all about kind of deciding and strategizing for the cutting. So I didn't want to start slicing it like this because that seems kind of heavy on the fat, but looking at the sides on both ends, it's looking pretty awesome. So I cut it in the middle, and I'm actually then going to cut it this way. There'll be shorter strips of bacon here. However, they're going to be way better insofar as like the ratio of meat to fat. So I currently have this on the 2 setting, and we'll just kind of see what they're coming off like here. So this is what we've got ripping off there. I think that's fairly perfect for now. So I'm just going to start to go ahead and do that. Pull these all off. And as I'm doing that, I'm going to be also then just firing them into this cleaned out meat tub here, so that they're all nice and orderly and we are able to get them prepped up for vacuum sealing. Oh man. Meat. Who's excited? It's a good thing you can't see what's going on over here because we are incredibly excited. Oh my goodness. This is fantastic. We got 38 packages of bacon out of this here. And then some of the kind of the nubs and stuff like that, which will be beautiful for grinding and throwing into burgers and kind of some salad packs or little bacon bit packs. So yeah, awesome. Alrighty, so I am very eager to try some of this out. So I've just got it on a parchment-lined baking sheet here, and I'm going to fire it in the oven at 350 until it's done. Ooh, it's coming along, nearly done. And There we are, fresh out of the oven, nice and crispy. I'm gonna let this cool down a little bit before I try and eat any of it. Look at that bacon. Beautiful. Amazing color, beautiful crispiness. I'm gonna eat some of this, hang tight. So as soon as I finished this up, the vultures descended. I had to grab that small little plate and rip down here to the basement just to hide so that I could eat it before they got all of it. So anyway, here we are. This is my absolute favorite. It's amazing. That 2% salt in there is just perfect for the salinity that I like. Person could play around with it, go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. For me, I find it's a really good balance. Plays really well with like sweet food and stuff like that. Makes you want to have a drink or something with it. It's just absolutely delicious. The smoke is great. Again, you could go a little bit heavier if you wanted, but because I'm kind of working with a wide demographic of flavors around here in my household and people, you know, what people like, I find that kind of 7-hour smoke is really good. Plus, just with the dimensions and the flow of smoke through my smoker, it works really well. You're gonna have to kind of play around with what works for you, but I think probably going less is better than going more. So anyway, super fun. I love to do this, do it a few times a year. But until next time, keep it 11.